Hillary Clinton. I will be voting for someone else. And it ain't Donald Trump. All right, I just want to give my final thoughts about this fucking quagmire of an election that the United States is about to hold tomorrow to pick its new leader and a bunch of other things. By the way, there's more things on the ballot, kids, than just the president of the United States, which is one of the main reasons why I'm going out to vote. I've been a disgruntled voter for a number of years. There's been elections where I just flat out just been fed up with the system and didn't want to vote at all. But this election, my God, I am fearful of so many bad things happening with this election, let me tell you. This is, through all my study of politics and all my following of elections, and yes, I graduated with a degree in political science and a minor in history. Not to tout that, but I feel that should be pointed out here. Not that it makes me any more qualified to tell you who to vote for, who not to, but I'm just throwing it out there. Through all my studies of politics and just general observation of elections, this is without a shadow of a doubt the worst two candidates facing off with one another. The approval numbers, or disapproval numbers, if you will, show that. Like I said, I'm fearful of this election. I'm fearful of the worst happening. I don't think either candidate deserves to be president, so don't think I'm just hating on one to spike up the other's interest. I could go over the laundry list of what's wrong with both of these candidates, but if you haven't heard them by now, I don't know how heavy that rock is you've been living under, so I'm not gonna, kick that dead horse. I feel neither of these candidates deserve to be president, but I've never felt that before, because I've always gone into elections saying, like, okay, this one, this one at least deserves to be president, and if this one becomes president, I can live with that too. Whereas this election, I'm like, I hate both of these motherfuckers. I hate them both. I don't wish for anything bad to happen to him, though if something bad does happen before inauguration, I hate to break it to you, but Barack Obama is going to still be our president because emergency provisions are going to be enacted. And I'm going to tell you what, Congress is not going to say, okay, yeah, sure, we'll let the vice president become the president. I know that's how it's written, but let's be real. Emergency provisions would be enacted, a la Roosevelt, FDR, and Barack would still be in office come inauguration day if something was to quote unquote happen to either one of these candidates out of this election. Who do I feel is going to win this election? Hillary Clinton. I think it's going to be a landslide victory. I've even tweeted out this morning. In fact, I think this was a conservative tweet in that I feel she's going to win by at least 40 electoral votes. It's probably going to be like 65 plus. Voter turnout in early turnout voting right now in places like Florida, Hispanic early turnout voting is up 130%. That doesn't bode well for Trump. There's so many things that don't bode well for Trump, including that little blue and red map, which frankly you need to clean sweep for Trump to get in office, and that just ain't happening. The clean sweep the iffy states, the toss-up states, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Anyway, I'm kind of just mad going into this election because this is the two best candidates that we've got to put out on the table in front of us. What does that say about America? What the fuck does that say about America? Again, Hillary's going to win, and this is going to be a tough row to hoe for her. Not that I feel bad, because she has no one to blame but herself for her problems, in all honesty. Because when you get elected, you don't see approval numbers this low. But also what you see is once that honeymoon period gets over and you're a couple months into your first term, acting like she's going to get a second term, when you're the newly elected president, there's usually a grace period of like, okay, let's give this person a chance, and you see approval numbers stay at a relatively high area until they, either get things done or don't get things done, and then they drop. Whereas Hillary, Is there even going to be a honeymoon period for this bitch? Um, just catastrophic, just catastrophic. And I'm disgruntled enough as a voter as it is because, frankly, all you have to do in an election is win over 11% of the voting populace. What do I mean by that? I mean that 40% of people in society are going to vote for whoever the Democratic candidate is. 40% of the voting populace is going to vote for the Republican candidate, no matter who that is. If you don't believe me, look at the election results for Walter Mondale versus Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, do you know how many states Ronald Reagan won? You know how many states he won the electoral votes of? 49. Here's a pop quiz. How many states are there in the United States? That's right, 62. That means Walter Mondale won 12 states. I didn't even do the math right there either, but yeah, I know. There's 50 states, in other words. Anyway, Ronald Reagan only lost one state in Washington, D.C. The one state that Ronald Reagan lost was Walter Mondale's home state of Minnesota. Okay? So you would go, oh my God, what a landslide election. Ronald Reagan kicked Mondale and Ferrara's ass. My God, it must have been such a landslide in the voter turnout for Ronald Reagan. Walter Mondale got 41% of the vote. 41% of the vote. Ronald Reagan, I think I think the third party candidates got like 6 or 7%. So you're looking at, barely over 50% that Ronald Reagan got. So you're looking at a candidate that won by less than 10% of the voting populace, and that's a landslide. So that goes to show you that candidates and the people that vote for them are going to vote for them no matter what. But there's that 20% gap in the middle. You get the majority of that 20%, you're the next president of the United States. Hence, you only need to convince 11% of the voting populace to vote for you. That's who becomes the president of the United States in America. Number one, USA, USA. Anyway, I try not to get into politics, but I was out jogging, hence why I'm wearing the Under Armour top. It's cold outside. Anyways, and I was thinking about this when I was running. I was just like, you know what? I don't want to be quiet about this because I'm so ashamed that this is what it has come down to in America. Trump versus Hillary. Two of the absolute most unlikable candidates facing off against each other in the history of this fucking nation. Honestly, when I was going into this election, I was like, frankly, this country deserves someone like Donald Trump. The country that loves and adores Walmart and accepts Walmart, the biggest bastard organization out there, and everyone's okay with Walmart. Frankly, I think you're hypocritical if you shop at Walmart and willingly do it and don't support Donald Trump. Now, I know one is a fucking store and the other is a human being running for office. Walmart shut down pretty much every ma and pa store in this country, spare the few that somehow remains with loyal customers or too far away from an actual Walmart to get their business stolen from them. Walmart is the biggest discontributor to charitable organizations, treats their employees like shit. It's just quintessential, the representative of they should change their name to Trump Mart. So a country that loves and adores Walmarts hates Donald Trump. Oh really? Oh really, America? Do you want to look at yourself in the face next time you go into Walmart? Motherfuckers. Anyways, again, this is more so, not my disapproval of the candidates because I hate them both. I'm voting for neither of them. I'm voting for New Dog. New Dog, you want to wake up? Ah, fuck it. He's asleep over there. I was going to show you the candidate who I'm going to be voting for president. I'm going to put New Dog on the ballot. That's who I'm voting for. Because that's how much I think a joke these candidates are. But I'll be going there to vote for a number of candidates that are running other elections. There's a referendum on the ballot to say whether or not in Pennsylvania you should allow people over the age of 75 to hold jobs as district or circuit court judges within the state. I think that's a pretty important thing to vote on. I'm going to be going there to vote for stuff like that. So it's a lot more than just going there to vote for dickhead number 1 or dickhead number 2 to rule the nation. And on top of that, besides the fear of utter fucking chaos and fires, and I don't know which side would be more uppity, because frankly, I have a problem with Trump inciting the whole rigged thing and putting that notion in people's heads so much. While the system may quote unquote be rigged, no matter how you want to look at it, putting that notion out there and getting people uppity saying like, yeah, well, our guy lost, but it was fucking rigged. Get the torches. That ain't going to help matters. Because I know this is just an egotistical motherfucker that, which frankly, the one thing I would be smiling about is if this guy loses to some broad that is the most unlikable candidate that the Democrats have put forth on the ticket since Walter Mondale, and he loses to this broad, ha! Fuck you, Donald. But anyway, just shameful that we've gotten to this point. And I, as an American, in a voter in a quote-unquote swing state that, like, let's be real, Hillary's winning this state in a landslide. Let's not kid ourselves. I'm just disappointed that it got to this point. I mean, frankly, if Barack Obama had trouble getting stuff done with a Democrat majority in Congress, what the hell are Hillary or Donald, for that matter, going to get done if and when they get elected here? I mean, when Hillary gets elected and if Donald got elected, like what are they gonna get done? What would either of them got done? So, anyways, here's hoping it's a quick 4 years ahead of us and nothing gets fucked up too awful bad. But I'm more disgruntled from the point of like, okay, yeah, Hillary is by far the more person suited for the job. But as a coworker of mine said, maybe it's that time that we get someone that has more of a business acumen, that isn't born and bred into politics, pruned to be a career politician, wasn't a lawyer, but not this guy. I believe that. I believe it is the time that we get a non-politics as usual candidate to, give it a shot in this country. But Donald Trump isn't that guy. Donald Trump isn't that guy that I'm willing to try this with. But anyways, here's hope it's a quick 4 years. Anyone that wants to celebrate this election as a big win for their candidate, I don't really see what's to be that happy for. Because again, it's a joke that it came down. It's a joke that Bernie Sanders just got treated as the feeble old man, the crazy lunatic old man, and whatever. Anyway, here's the 4 years of whatever. Please don't set your city on fire tomorrow night. I know you're going to be disgruntled if your guy doesn't win. Boo-hoo. Just move along, people. Move along. And if you want to send a message and to an any message, well, why are you voting third parties? And they're kind of just throwing your vote away. Well, no, I want to be part of the voice that shows you that, frankly, neither of these two are worth my vote. And if more people vote third party in elections like this, maybe politicians will take heed and notice and say, like, we could have had those votes on our side. Maybe we should have pushed a better candidate out there. Or maybe I, as a future candidate here, not me, because I'm never going to run, but I, John Q., Senator, thinking about running for office, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't delete emails or call someone a fat pig or just say bomb the shit out of them in front of a large group of people, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm voting third party because I want to be part of what I hope to be one of the largest turnouts in history for third party voting. Other than that, ain't getting my vote, reps, or Dems. So have a good day. Don't take my advice. Take your own advice and make your own decision. Don't vote third party because some dickhead made a video on YouTube and told you to vote third party, or because some dickhead named Casey told you that you're a coward and you don't have a spine if you don't vote for Hillary, or anything else like that. Anyways, have a good day. And above all else, I think it's time to see a dog in the White House. New dog for president. That is all.